So here in Flat Rock, on the east coast of the island of Newfoundland, this is fireweed and it's starting to go to seed. And we're in a bit of a dearth now. It's not a complete dearth though, there's always something on the go, but once the fireweed comes in, it seems that that's the last bit of nectar for the bees until the goldenrod shows up. And the goldenrod is just showing up here right now. It's not in full bloom yet. When the goldenrod hits full bloom, you can smell it everywhere. You smell it from the hives. It's just, it's intense. And we haven't reached that intensity yet. So we're still, even though there's still nectar out there, you can tell the bees are dearthy and they're looking for syrup or sugar or nectar or anything sweet everywhere, wherever they can find it. And this is a good example. This is some comb that was left over from extracting honey. When you use a decapping knife to decap the frames, you're left over with lots of leftover comb that's all wet with honey, and so you leave it out in the sun, and the bees will just dig into it. And I do this, I set this up far, far, far from the hives, because if you did this next to the hive, or the hives, the bees would, they would trigger robbing, and they start robbing out each other's other hives. But far at a good, look at this, look at all of it though. But I'm just, you know, churning it up a bit so that they can get more of the honey. But yeah, so if I did this close to the hives, it would trigger robbing, and they'd start robbing at each other's hives. But when it's a far distance from the hive and it's behind trees and it's just not easy access, they'll just dig into this, and by the time they get back to the hives, their crazy bonking brains will have cooled off a bit. But you can see they're just going mad over this stuff. Probably not a good idea. I don't know. I do it, and my bees are fine. And they don't fight or anything like that. They're just, it's fine. It's got to be far away from the hive. That's all. That's the only thing. And that's how I know a dearth's going on. If I had this on the go, even 2 months ago, the bees would probably just say, whatever. They wouldn't show a great deal of interest in it. But once there's any kind of a dearth, they'll dig into whatever they can find anywhere. I think it's the smell of not just the honey, but the smell of the wax, that fresh wax, really drives them. That's why when I do an early, I guess, harvest of my honey, which I've done in the past couple of weeks, all those wet frames, when you put them back into the hive, the bees just go mad, and it triggers even more of the hoarding instinct. They just want to work those hives even quicker because they're wet and they're fresh with honey, or not honey, but that waxy smell just seems to get them going. Anyway, but yeah, this is how I can tell there's a dearth.